Hi everyone, welcome to the studio today. I'm actually going to do a bit of an experiment. So I thought I might just pop the camera on and do a bit of a video, and if it works out, great. If not, then you'll never see this video. All right, so what I've done, I've got some white polymer clay. I'm using Kato, run through a medium thin setting on my pasta machine. I've got some little containers which I've just squirted a bit of blending solution in and a little bit of color. Okay, truly this is an experiment, so I can't tell you what ratio of blending solution to color. So I'm actually just mixing up a yellow, I think I've got sunshine, yellow, mermaid, which is my favorite color, and citrus. So they're the three colors that I'm using today, and I'm just going to create some washes of color. Okay, all right, so because I have worked with alcohol inks on polymer clay before, I know that I need to have, if I want my colors to blend beautifully, I need to have a base of blending solution or isopropyl alcohol down to start off with. Otherwise, my inks are just going to sit on the surface and not move too much at all. So I'm going to put some colors on here, and it's actually quite warm today, so I'm going to use my straw to blow around before it all dries. Let's get some colors like this. So I'm kind of just blowing around on the surface. You can see what's happened here. I'm going to add some pure colors in here. Blow them around a little. Okay, what I might do now, I'm not sure about some of these harsh edges here, although maybe I'll leave them because there might be something I can do to that. I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to stop, and I should point out, sorry, I should have done this right at the very beginning. I normally wear a face mask when I'm working with alcohol inks. Because I'm blowing through a straw, I'm obviously not wearing a face mask. So just be very wary of your safety in the studio. Okay, let's have a look here. I think I might go a tiny wash with, actually, let's use a brush. That way I'm going to have a little bit more control. Let's go a little wash of yellow in the middle here and blow that around. All right. I've just continued to blow all of these excess kind of wet areas. Of course, didn't have the camera on because I thought you don't want to just sit and see me blow all the ink around. So I've kind of just blown it to spread it all around, and there's some quite nice effects running through here. So I'm going to let this dry now, and then we'll try something else. What I might do now, I might grab some blending solution, and I'm just going to get a cotton bud and just put a little bit of blending solution on the bottom of this, and I'm just going to create some round dots down the center of this piece. I'm just going to run the cotton bud down and just get some dots working in that middle section. You can use a paintbrush, you can use whatever you want to use. I kind of like the way the cotton bud works. You do get a fairly nice round circle, and you can do little ones if you want to. I think I probably still have enough on there. You can do tiny dots. That one dropped on there, so it's going to be quite random. Just see the different size dots you can do. But if you've got a tiny paintbrush, then you can use a tiny paintbrush. Whatever you've got on hand. That actually looks really cool running through like that, doesn't it? Beautiful. Okay, we'll let that bit dry and we'll try something else. Okay, next step in this veneer, I've got my paint palette here, which has got a bit of dark blue already that's dried up in there. So I'm going to add a couple of drops of blending solution, and I'm going to re-wet it so that I can use this dark blue colour. And I'm going to use my fine paintbrush here now. Sorry, you can see there I'm just working that back in to create a nice dark blue colour. I'm going to use my very fine paintbrush now, and I'm going to come in and just put some little dots randomly inside these other dots. And so you can see with the paintbrush I can create, that one didn't end up very round, little circles inside circles. So it didn't really need much. Look, that whole, I didn't need to wet my brush at all. I used the one lot and that was it. And that one can be a little bit on the bigger side. I love the way that dark blue has worked with that one. Very cool. So I've let this piece dry nicely. I have still got some areas where the ink has built up around the edges of the circles that are still a little bit tacky. So I'm going to try and add some foils onto those areas. I'm just going to do it like that. And look, if some of it gets onto some of the other areas, I'm okay with that. Some of it's still a little bit on the tacky side, so maybe I'll wait a little bit longer. I've let this dry off a little bit more. I've added a few more pieces in here, but I'm just going to try and add a little bit more just by rubbing a little bit firmer. And you can see there, it doesn't take much really. I think maybe I'm quite happy with that. We've just got some beautiful little sections in this darker area here. So that's quite nice. Let's have a look. Let's bring in some scrap clay. This is run through my pasta machine on a number 3 setting. I'm just gonna, sorry, let's bring this into view. I'm just gonna release this. This is a previous experiment, but I'm not stressing about that. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this into view now, and I'm just going to roll this over the surface like this, and I'm going to get a circle cutter and just let me clean that off. So I've got nice clean edges. This is quite a big circle, as you can see. You might want to do something smaller. Let me find a nice area in here. I'm actually going to put it on here so it's a bit firmer to see. Let me find a nice area in here that we can cut. I might, maybe there. Straight down. This is going to be quite a large piece. I like to work large. I'm just going to stand up and apply some more pressure here because it didn't work too well that first time. Okay. And what I'm going to do here now, I'm just going to heel around the edges. And I'm actually going to bring in some chalk pastels, which I could have done when it was in the veneer state, but I'm going to bring these in here. And I probably need to take my gloves off for this, I'd say. So I'm just going to do that. And I'm going to pull in, I'm just going to use the chalks straight out of the container, and I'm going to pull in and I'm going to work in some blue around the edges of this, and I might actually just pop some darker blue in on some of these sections as well. Goes quite nice over that bit of a lumpy bumpy surface there. So I actually want a nice dark blue border around the edge of this. Let's just keep going. You get the picture. So just, you can just highlight some of those areas if you want to. All right, so I'm going to keep working on this one, and I'll come back and show you my finished piece. This piece has finished curing, and I've done 2 layers of Kato liquid clay to give a beautiful shine to the piece, but also to protect those surface treatments I've just used. And I'm really happy with how this one has turned out. It does need to be finished. Not quite finished yet, but yeah, this actually turned out quite well for an experiment, and I'm really happy with the way the clay looks marbled. There's some beautiful areas which have added interest in them. I'm not sure if you can see with all the glare there now, but yeah, I was really happy with this one. So I'm glad you joined me to watch my experiment today, and I hope you found some of that interesting and useful as well. So that's it for now, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.